Hey, what's up guys? Today what I'm doing is I'm installing these Alpharex headlights. These are the Alpharex Novas, not the Lux. So you have a lot of nice projectors on there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes, 6 cubes if you count this one right here. These are supposed to be pretty bright. Let's go ahead and unbox them. The truck I'm going to be installing them on, this is my 2021 F150 I just picked up. It is a 5-liter. It is an XL with the STX package. So you can see it came with the halogens. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the Alpharex headlights, and then for the fog lights, I am doing the OEM LED fog lights on these. And I'm not going to hook the fog lights up now. I'm going to have to make a harness for them. But the Alpharex come with their own harness. It is almost plug and play. A little bit of stuff you have to do, like I'll show you guys. All right, so I got off the first layer of plastic. There's another layer of plastic. I'm gonna actually leave this plastic on until I install the headlight on the truck because I don't want to scratch the lens at all. But really good build quality. I mean, for some lights that come from China, they're nice. The one thing I don't like is this big reflector. So what I'm gonna do is go to a vinyl shop and have them basically do a vinyl cutout. It'll be black and it'll go over that just to kind of cover it up. Eventually I may open these lights and paint match them. Maybe do some race red in here, maybe some other accents. It looks like you can pop these things off and paint them a different color. But for now, I'm just gonna run the lights as they come. All right, first step, you're gonna wanna pop the hood on this bad boy. And then there's a bunch of plastic clips that hold this thing on. So you just want to remove all those clips. You will have to remove 2 clips from the intake as well, but you can leave the intake there. Take this thing off, set it aside. You will reuse it. Let's get to the next step. You will need to remove the grill for this. So there are these bolts right here that hold the grill on. So you'll want to go ahead and remove those. I removed these things over here on the side as well, although I don't know if you necessarily need to, but I did just in case. And you will also, to remove the headlights, you'll have bolts up here, 2 bolts here, and then this one little plastic clip up here that you have to remove. There will also be a couple harnesses that you have to unplug. So there's a harness here, here, and then you have to do something with this as well. So for this third one, this is a camera cleaner for the front camera. You see this little thing pops out. I think it cleans the camera or something like that. What you can do to take this off is you basically just squeeze this. You see how it's an oval? You squeeze it and then pull this hose out at the same time. Make sure you keep that O-ring on there. And then you will have to unclip both of these from the grill because as you remove the grill, these will be attached to it. So unclip both of these from there. So basically just pull them out and then set the harnesses, kind of like slide them back. So under the headlight, you have this this panel that runs along the truck. There are 2 7mm bolts that you have to remove. One here, and then the same thing on the other side. After you remove both of the 7mm bolts on the side, you want to basically just pull this out. You'll see the tabs that come out right here, and do the same thing on the other side. So on the front, you'll see that there are these tabs right here. You just basically have to grab. So there's a metal clip right here. So you grab around this area and pull this out, pull it straight out so you don't break any of these tabs or bend any of these tabs. You can see, you know, sometimes you break a little tab here or there. Taking them off, not a huge deal. All right, once you have this little plastic piece off, you'll see on the bottom of the grill, there is an 8mm bolt right here. You have the same thing on both sides, so it's going to be this left one right here. You want to remove both of these, and then you can pull the grill out. Now, when you pull the grill out, there are plastic clips that hold it in. What I suggest is you just reach in at the top and the bottom of your grill and pull one side out at a time. Try to pull it straight out so you don't break any clips. All right, so with the grill off, now you can see some more bolts that you can access for the headlights. So there's going to be a bolt here. We've already removed the 2 bolts on the top, but there'll also be another bolt. If you look from here, you just kind of go down and it's right there. All right, so that one that was on the bottom that I talked about, that is actually a nut. It is not a bolt. So you can see the stud sticking out here. It ends up being a 10mm, I believe. It is not an 8. So you have an 8mm over here. You have the 2 10mm on top. You also have a plastic clip on top, and then you have the 10mm on the bottom, and you'll want to use an extension to grab this one out. Once you do that, you basically just pull the headlight out. As you're pulling it out, kind of take this side right here and rotate it, and that'll let you clear this little clip right here. So you do the same thing for the next side. Also, there are 3 harnesses on the headlights. So to open these harnesses, you just basically push down. So this one you push down right here. On this one right here, you push down right here on this part, right here. And then on this other harness, you push on the side right here. You just push that down. If you're going and you're pushing this down and you're trying to pull it out and it's not coming out, push it in, push down a little bit and then push it towards the headlight, then pull it away and it'll come off. If your truck is older, it'll be a little more difficult, but just be careful not to break any of these harnesses, because you will have to connect these to the other headlights. All right, so the harness that comes with the headlights, you'll want to basically set that harness up over here by the battery. You can zip tie it here to the battery. The battery has this little tab. That's where I'm going to zip tie mine. There are 3 wires that are coming out of the one side. It is a black, a red, and a gray wire. The red will go to the positive battery terminal, so it'll go right here. So this is an 11 millimeter nut that you back off a little bit. Slide the wire in there, and then tighten that back down. And then the black wire goes to the negative side of the battery. So this is a 8 millimeter nut. So you back that off, put this in here, tighten it back down. And then the gray wire is the one that's a little tricky. It's not too bad though, even if you're not mechanically inclined. Here's the fuse box on the left side. Get the box out of the way. So there's a number of fuses in here. Basically what this is going to do is this is going to tie in the daytime running light to a fuse that is on with key on. So as you can see on the left side here, there's a row of 10 amp fuses. So the second one, basically what you want to do is you want to connect the gray wire. So you'll pull that fuse, put the fuse back down with the gray wire on the right side of the fuse, which is going to be the driver side of the truck. So you can see the left side is the passenger side of the truck, the right side is the driver side of the truck. And then you want to insert the fuse back in there and then run it through here. You want to take a little a box cutter and right here cut a little slit, so it'll be 2 cuts, so you can fit that wire in, and you'll be able to seal this fuse box back up with the lid. You can put a little bit of silicone on there if you want to be extra sure, but this is pretty much the easiest way to do it. You could do it a more professional way, but this works and you shouldn't run into any issues. Make sure you secure the fuse box back. I can't do that with one hand, so I'll do it off camera. And then like I said, you'll have that module over here, and then off the module you'll have 2 other wires that run off there. So you'll have a shorter wire and a longer wire. The shorter wire you will run to the passenger side headlight. You can see it's not super long or anything like that, but this will give you enough room to hook it up to the headlight. So you will have to use the stock harness, these 3 connectors, as well as this connector. So on the back of the headlight there's a wire that comes out that you basically just slide it into here. You slide them together, and then you put this heat shrink back over it. And you do the same thing. So for the other wire, the longer wire, I ran it like this, back behind the windshield washer fluid. I zip tied it to this other harness that's already here. I will cut that zip tie off, but I just left it on there for now so you can see. And then I basically ran it under here, zip tied it again right here, snaked it back through here, and then it comes out on the driver's side headlight. So same deal as far as connection. Let's go ahead and connect these new headlights. All right, so on the harness for the headlights, what I was talking to you about was there's that red wire. So it's basically just going to connect with this white wire, and then you'll shove the heat shrink over top of both of them, and then just connect these other 3 harnesses like normal. So this is the guiding pin that you'll use, and then you'll also want to line up the bottom piece with that stud for that 10 millimeter nut that you took off the bottom. Like I said, I leave the plastic on the front as I'm putting it in so I don't scratch the lens. All right, something that I figured out. So if you don't want this light to come on, this little side marker light, which I don't, this is just something that they want you to have to match DOT regulations. So there is actually a connector that you can leave unplugged, and it's not an issue, and your turn signal will still work. So the connector that you leave unplugged is this smaller one right here, You can just leave that bad boy unplugged. You see it plugs in right here normally. Leave it unplugged and then this light will stay off. Like I said, I don't want this marker light on the side. It's yellow. It's 3 little LED lights within this big reflector. I don't want that to come on. So I'm leaving that thing unconnected, and I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. Just whenever you put this all together and you get all the harnesses hooked up, make sure you do a function check to make sure that all the lights and turn signals and stuff work how you want them, and then bolt everything back together. Just going to go ahead and run through a functions check on the light. The daytime running light that you see, it's not pulsing like that in real life. It's just because it's how the camera picks it up. So this is with the headlights on. I'm going to do headlights, then I'm going to do brights, and then I'll do turn signal. Again, this is I'm going to take this headlight off and I'm going to disconnect this because I don't want this. I did that on the other side already, but let's do a little functions check. So this is what it looks like with the turn signal on. Pretty cool design. I'm going to turn the turn signal off and then do high beams. And what you want to do is you want to have somebody help you out with this, have them observe, or you can record it if you're doing this by yourself and go back and watch the video. This is what it looks like when you unlock the truck. Show you what it looks like when you remote start it. It does some cool weird thing. It's pretty sick though. Pretty bright. Just the DRLs are super bright. Can't wait to put some aggressive tires on this. I think it's going to look a lot better. I'm a big fan of this not being lit up, and I'm going to black it out later. So thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.